Hi.
Hello. You know
What
what
do
I'm
you
having? Some people like to eat wine and cheese, classy
eat
people,
wine and cheese? Eat wine?
or drink wine, eat cheese.
Yeah.
I'm actually having a non-alcoholic beer and string cheese right now. Classy,
That's
huh?
is that the Manser? Is that the Manser version?
It was a working man's version, man. Working man.
Or
Nah, he'd be pissed if I had non-alcoholic beer. Light beer. It's pretty much close to
light
light beer, I
beers
guess.
it's just like what, 4%? That's as close to non-alcoholic as you can pretty
It's
much
close to
get.
zero. There we are. Backstage Boys back with you, everybody. This is episode 27. This is Trent, along my co-host, Basil.
Basil,
Oh, yeah, you're supposed to say Basil.
you took my thunder.
I think I did that twice in a row now.
Wow.
Damn.
It's like we've never recorded a podcast before.
It's been a very intense
I'm
week.
on I'm on 2 weeks with you too now.
You've been on 2 weeks for the last 2 weeks. The last one was extremely heated. Not with me, but with my other co-host. Very
Yeah,
heated shit. We're
we
splitting
don't
crowds.
we,
People
we
are
don't we
talking
don't need
shit.
to talk about him here.
Yeah, yeah. There's another Kylie we're going to talk about here, right?
Much better looking Kylie as well.
Much better looking Kylie we'll talk about here. But guys, welcome to episode 27. We're here to talk a little bit about it's there's not really AEW going on this week, so there's other stuff that especially Basil's involved in. We're going to be talking about the MLW Intimidation Games show that just happened in Chicago at the Cicero Stadium. Not the whole thing, no spoilers. And then we're also going to talk about the upcoming freelance wrestling show at the Logan Square Auditorium, which is called
Thrill your idols.
Thrill Your Idols, which is a play on Kill Your Idols.
Yep. Nick's always likes to do
He's a punk rock guy.
yeah, he's a huge punk rock guy, so like a lot of his themes will be like that. Like Black Label Pro likes to do like movie themes.
I noticed, yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Plus it fits with Freelance's whole vibe, in my opinion.
Yeah, they do the punk rock thing, right? That's their scene basically. So
That's the dealio.
one interesting thing that we were talking about right before we started recording was the differences in crowd between freelance and AEW. Same city, same building, but how different the crowd is, right? I think that's fascinating, actually.
It's a completely different vibe, completely different crowd. Um, you definitely get that late night Logan hipster vibe when you go to a
Yeah,
freelance show. Where AEW, it feels like a Chicago show. You get everybody from Chicago, where Logan, you definitely get that local crowd for
yeah.
freelance.
It's interesting to me. I think it's like you said, you have the hardcores that go to both, but then for the most part, you got different crowds, which is
Yeah,
very fascinating. I remember when I was going to a lot of indie shows in the early 2000s, the aughts as they call
the odds.
them, the aughts. I was going to everything. Like, dude, if it had wrestling in the title, I was going to an indie show.
So
I don't.
basically Cactus King.
I was basically Cactus King. Me and my buddy Dave Virgilio, my buddy Gabe, who's down over in Florida now in Orlando. Dude, we went to everything. I mean, I swear to God, if it was an indie show, we were there, man.
Do you know
And
what? Do you know
Hmm?
what's crazy? Sorry to cut you off. Remember how we would only meet up for like we would only see each other at ROH shows for like years?
Yeah, because I met you in what 2013, I want to say.
20 yeah,
Yeah,
2013, and then we would just hit each other up. We're like, "Hey, you going to ROH?" We're like, "Yeah." GA? We're like, "Yeah." We're like, "Okay, see you in the bleachers."
very
Because
very brief though.
Chicago Ridge had those dope bleachers for general admission.
Yeah, yeah, they did. Man, it was God, so long ago. It's so different. ROH is so different now too.
It's completely different. Do you know what's crazy? It's still the first pictures in my iPhone because I just transfer from like all my information from iPhone to iPhone every year. Is when Samoa Joe came back to ROH when he left Impact and then he went to
Is it when he
WWE.
left? Because
This is
there
when
was.
he left. That's when he left Impact, came back to ROH for like a hot minute,
Mhm.
and then I have like the slow motion video of everybody throwing the streamers um at him, and it was so good. I'm so glad I still have that.
That's cool. Because there was an appearance he did. It was while he was with when then called TNA. But there was an appearance. I remember he gave a speech after. It was like a one night return only, and he was like, He's like, yeah, I'm a TNA wrestler, and but this is my home, this and that. I forgot what year that one was, but
No,
that
but
was
this is after he left
for
TNA. He
good.
had like a 6 month indie stint
Yeah, yeah,
period.
yeah. But he did AEW too, so he
Yeah,
was
he
there
did
for that.
AEW. Yeah, he had like a 6 month period where he just did stuff.
He did two for AEW. Am I remembering that right? Was it
I
two?
dude, man, now you're going way too far back for me on that one.
I thought it was two.
It might have been two. I
Yeah,
would
I think
I
two.
wouldn't
It's
doubt it.
kind of crazy to think, and we even had Samoa Joe. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Damn, damn, time flies, man. I
good
mean, these fucking
times.
shows, they just keep flying by, man. It is so crazy to me how much wrestling we've seen.
Too much. Like I forget match. Like if I didn't have the pictures that I took,
Yeah.
shoot, I wouldn't remember half of it.
Shoot. I think we did have Joe
Gee,
twice because there was one Joe at Berwyn, and then there was another Joe at Bourbon Street.
Berwin and Bourbon.
And I recall the Bourbon Street one, it was not a good outing for him. I was like, yeah, I was kind of bummed out. It wasn't that good. But Berwyn was better, I
I
think,
think he
man.
was just trying to stay safe, trying to stay safe, stay
Safe.
safe because he knew his WWE signing was coming and he didn't want to work. He didn't want to push himself too hard and it's like get injured right before you report to the PC.
I was listening to Truth with Consequences earlier today, and they were talking about the X Division stuff and how Joe he uh, he would fluctuate his style because he always had an issue with weight going up and down during breaks and stuff.
Yeah,
And somebody was saying that he now, I guess, is like he's gotten a bit heavier again. I haven't seen his work. 'Cause, I mean, I know I don't really watch WWE, but do you? Is he not peak right now? Is he kind of like not at that peak Joe right now?
I
Is
would
he kind
say I think Peak Joe is like in my opinion, Peak Joe is Joe versus Angle TNA.
Oh yeah,
That's
shit, man.
peak. That in my opinion, that's Peak Joe.
That was
Um,
2006, right? Oh my
yeah,
god, that was like
2006 when Angle debuted.
he came off of
Um,
ROH in Japan, dude. He was like fucking killer at that time.
yeah, that's to me that's peak Joe, but Joe right now cuts a mean promo.
Yeah,
Like,
and he always was a good promo, I thought
but
too.
like his promos, because he's kind of done a little bit of everything. Like on TV, he plays a serious character, but when WWE has like these little shorts online and stuff like that, he likes to do the comedy roles. So it kind of rounds him out a little bit. So
Hmm.
when he's doing like his serious stuff, he's able to throw in like a jab or a joke that it's still serious, but you can laugh at it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
but
then he
he's got
won the
personality. He's got
yeah,
good personality.
he won the US title this week on SmackDown and threw in a hint that he wants to face John Cena at Mania.
Well, they are
So
our
I think
boys going back to California.
that would be a dope match to have Cena and Joe at Mania, in my opinion.
Yeah, those guys know each other since like '99 or something.
Yeah,
They're
what
old
was it?
school.
What was the training facility? UPW?
UPW, Ultimate Pro
Yeah,
Wrestling. That's where what's his
I
name also came out of. Was the what was that guy's name who was in Beyond the Mat? God damn, the two
Draws.
guy. No, no, the guy who got picked. Like there was
Oh, dude,
rolling out
I don't remember
Mike
him.
something. Oh my god, it slipped my
But
mind.
that's where I first saw Joe and Cena because they had Discovery had that reality show
Hmm.
that like talked about them. It was like back in 2000 or 2001.
Yeah,
So, and they were
dude,
both training at the time.
God, dude, it's bugging me. What was that guy's name? Man, holy shit. Was it Mike Modest? Was it Mike Modest? Yeah, it was
No,
Mike Modest. Mike Modest. Mike
like
Modest, and
uh,
yeah, it was Mike Modest. And then there was the other guy who didn't get picked, but Mike Modest came out of there.
Mike Modest, yeah.
Yeah, he was pegged to be the big star, man. Mike Modest, that was the guy.
It's always crazy when people expect certain people to be stars.
Yeah,
So,
I remember meeting Mike Modest at God, I want to say it's one of those indie shows I went to. It was like a random one. They held it at UIC Pavilion, and they cut half of it off. And it was like the other half. They had some sporting event going on, and wrestling on the other half. And Mike Modest was the big guest. Can't remember what show that was though, man. Dude, I'm telling you, I've been to so much random indie wrestling in Chicago. in the aughts. It was nuts.
In the just
In
call it the 2000s.
this is all the 2000s.
I know, but like you no, but like you don't call what do you call like the 1900s before the teens?
The aughts.
No, nobody
I
calls it the
didn't.
odds.
The zeros are the aughts, and then you call it the tens. Then you call it the 20s,
I'm
the
gonna
30s, the 40s, and the
I'm
50s.
gonna agree to disagree on that odds thing.
The thing is, none of us had to live those years in the 1900s, so we didn't have to even
Yeah.
think of this. But all right, man, let's do this. Let's start with the MLW. Give us you were there. You're not gonna give too much away, obviously, but
No,
talk about your experience.
MLW is always fun because it's like professional setup. It's similar to Impact when it comes to lighting, and this time they did it a little better. They brought the screen for the entrances this time,
Hmm.
which was good. Made it feel bigger. So I was positioned at hard cam again, and then ringside was Harry Aaron and Ryan Loco. And Ryan Loco is this amazing photographer who also shoots for the UFC. So it was great to shoot a show with him, and he shot ringside most of the time, and then for the main event of the show, he came up and shot hard cam alongside me, which I was more than happy to do. So yeah,
Who
that was a great one.
who runs point at MLW? Is it Court? Is it MSL? Who's
It's
their main?
Court and MSL. I report to Court.
Okay.
A direct I report to Harry. Um, I just let
Uh-huh.
him know like my progress on all the pictures. Um, I'll ask for like little bits of advice and stuff like that from him. But this time around, was a lot more comfortable to talk to Court because I knew him. Like the first time, I introduced myself directly to him because all my contact with MLW previously was all through email because I've never met anybody through MLW before, and so that was great to do. I knew Harry and of his work, and his work is fantastic as well. So it was great to. It was just a lot of good vibes. The show ran pretty well, ran long. It was I think 12 taped matches and 2 dark matches or something like that.
Hmm.
So I mean it was a long day. It was like 4.5 hours.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, I was pretty tired by the end of it. I think I need to get one of those cushions for the bleachers.
Oh.
I saw purple. You know that purple mattress.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I tried
Yeah,
one out. Oh my
they
God.
have one of those,
Yeah, they
and
have
I
the
think
chair pads I saw. Yeah,
yeah. So I think I'm gonna buy one and bring it with me.
that thing is nice.
But next time I will actually, when MLW comes back in July 6th, actually back at Cicero Stadium, I will be the ringside photographer this time because Harry cannot make it because Harry is a big time photographer who works for Getty. And I believe he will be doing something with them, some sort of sporting. I don't know what because I know he does basketball for the Orlando Magic.
Hmm.
So I'm sure he'll be doing some other big crazy project if he can't make to MLW because he's typically MLW's main photographer. So, but I
Nice.
feel very honored that he trusts me with his ring.
So Harry, you said Harry runs point alongside Court and MSL. So he's the main guy.
Well, for like the photography and stuff like that, like it's pretty much 99% of it's 95%. It's all his photos you'll see from MLW. I know MLW used a bunch of mine from last show, which made me feel good. Um,
Hmm.
because you just never know with companies that you don't typically work with. So,
Yeah, they're just
but
trying to
it may,
document their stuff, and they want to
yeah,
just have it, and
yeah,
they'll
and
use it as they need to.
yeah, they used it. They used it a lot for like promotional and news stuff, which I'm completely fine with. So they got Harry for the ringside shots, and I get like the broader shots that you can use for like talking about a specific wrestler because I get like the corner shots when they're facing the hard cam.
Nice,
So stuff like that. But I still took my action shots because I mean it's me.
of course.
So I took a full show worth of pictures. So they're all up on the website now. They actually went live yesterday, so or two
Nice.
days ago by the time this airs.
Very good.
So yeah, it was a sold out crowd, 2,200 people they packed.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah, it was insane. Like they sold out. They officially sold out at like 10 a.m.
Hmm.
The day of the show, and they knew they were still going to have walk up. So they adjusted some things. I even was a little bit more crammed. Some people were sitting like on the bleachers. It was like my section is taped off, so nobody would like walk in front of the camera,
Hmm.
and people were sitting on the edge of that, like on the bleachers, just because there was no room, and that was not the case last time.
What
So
do you What do you think their appeal is? I mean, they're in Chicago. They're not really from here. They use a lot of AEW guys. What's
lucha
the hook?
the luchadors, they use it's a very lucha heavy crowd,
So it's lucha
and
heavy crowd,
ten
okay?
$10 general admission.
Which is huge.
You
Which
can
is
get a
huge.
family of four in for $40.
Right. And that's
At some
something.
places,
Yeah.
that's the cost of one ticket.
Right. And
So
that's huge,
for
man.
$40, you're getting a whole family in there.
Now, is it $10 for every seat, and it's just a matter of when you buy it, or what?
All so general admission is all $10.
Okay.
That's all the bleachers,
Okay.
and then all the floor seating, that's all reserved.
Floor, and then what are those price wise?
Those range, I believe, $60 for front row, and then it's 50 and 40 maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Now look like to me they have more. They focus very heavy on the bleacher side. Is that their what they really want to fill up for TV is making that bleacher side look full? And they have. I didn't see too many rows of seats. What is it, like 3 rows?
It was like three or four, and then depending if you were in the aisle, there was more rows. I didn't pay attention too many to how many rows of seats, but yeah, bleachers on both sides of the building were full.
The key is to look full on TV. That's the idea. You want to look nice on TV. So
Yeah.
very nice. Yeah, I mean the neighborhood they're in for people who don't know Cicero. I mean it's a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood. You put lucha in the middle of all that, you're definitely you're aiming for a home run, no doubt.
I mean,
And
literally the website for tickets is MLW Lucha.
is it really?
Yeah,
Are they marketing themselves as a lucha company? Basically, is that what
for
the idea is?
Chicago, I believe.
Interesting, interesting.
Yeah.
Because now were Lucha Brothers on the show?
They were
They were.
Lucha Brothers wrestled actually the first match. So, oh yeah, that's crazy. So if you type in MLW Lucha,
Mhm.
it will pull up the Chicago show right away.
Also, they domain per town or whatever. Let me see. MLW.
They might, but yeah, if you type in MLW Lucha, it pulls up the new king, the King of Coliseum is the name of the next tapings.
Now, where's this going to be?
This row
This one.
still.
Okay. Now, what's Coliseum? What's the story behind that?
It's July. There's like 20 shows in between then, I think.
The $50 ranging. Nice.
10 to
Very nice.
50. I mean, that's not
Yeah.
bad. 10. I mean, I think front row already sold out. That's why. Um, but yeah. So
Their show names are funny. King of Coliseum, Rise of the Renegades. The one I always did like.
I
I
like it
think
though. It's original.
I like it that it's original. I like that it's not a play on
Intimidation
anything.
Games. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's do you know what they try to market themselves as a more of a fight company than a wrestling company in a sense.
It's
Like
different.
they like to go for that shoot style.
I always love this name. I think this was they did one years ago during the first MLW run in the early aughts. Battle Riot. That was a cool name. I always
Oh,
thought that was
no,
a cool.
Battle Riot is still a thing. So Battle Riot will be a thing WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah,
So
I see
Battle
right here.
Riot is 40 people over the top rope battle royal, and then the winner gets a title shot. It's like Money in the Bank style where you get a title shot anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, Battle Riot's a cool name for sure. I do like original. I like that. I like it's not a parody. not knocking Freelance, but it's not like a play on anything. It's an
They're
original
not they're not
wacky name.
recycling other companies' names.
Right. Yikes. No, they're not doing that either.
So
Uh,
that's the
but
only thing that bugs me about Impact's United We Stand. It's because like United We Stand is such a near and dear show to my heart for AAW. Like
yeah,
so many important things have happened at United We Stand for us
yeah.
that it just hurts just a little bit. Like I'm gonna go work at United We Stand for Impact because I am gonna get paid, but and I like working for Impact. So I mean it's whatever, but it just
There,
hurts a little bit.
there was another company that ripped us off too with a show name. I can't remember who it was, but there was some other some other small indie, but they use man, I think they use Hell Hath No Fury, which is our next one coming up on 316. But they use that one, and I was like, man, that's funny.
My favorite one was Mikey was upset that some other company did the Big Trouble and Little insert town name,
Yeah.
and then everybody on his post showed like every indie company from like the last like 5 years using that name. And
Are you serious?
Even Freelance had that. He had Big Trouble and Little Wicker Park.
Oh, come
So it
on.
was just I was just laughing, and Mikey's like, "Damn it, I didn't know." So
That's funny.
show
That's
names
funny.
are hard to come by. I get it. So that's why I appreciate MLWs.
Yeah, you gotta be creative. You gotta think outside the box on a show name, but you gotta have it make sense. It can't be like I've noticed, man. A thing now that some companies are doing is it's like they're utterly goofy show name, and it's like, what the fuck does that even have to do with wrestling? Sometimes
I mean, I still think Hot Dog and a Handshake is still the best one.
that's hilarious. That to me is hilarious.
That's the best one.
um, no, like I saw some indie they call theirs is your refrigerator running? Like, come on, man. This is a fucking wrestling show name? Is
Uh,
your refrigerator running? What are you doing? Like, what is this? Like,
I love it.
get the
I
fuck
love
out of
it.
here.
I fucking love it.
I was like, what the hell is
That's
this?
my new favorite show name.
Is your refrigerator
I'm gonna go
running?
find that. I'm gonna find that show and I'm gonna buy their VOD just because of that show name now.
Oh,
You
God. Hot dog and a
just sold a
handshake.
show for sold a show for some company.
Oh my God. I just did, and they're gonna get us. They're gonna get one sale and be like, God damn, somebody reliked it. Just falling right for it. Fucking A.
All
uh,
right,
all right.
let's get into MLW Intimidation Games.
Didn't we just do
So,
that? Oh, there's
huh?
more?
We didn't even talk about the show.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So we started off pretty hot. We had the Lucha Brothers of Pentagon Jr., who gets to go by Pentagon Jr. here. Thank God for that AAA
Anybody
partner.
on TV, anytime he's on TV, he can use Pentagon Jr.
Yeah, because they all make deals with AAA. They
Danny's
all got the money to do that.
Danny's not making a deal with AAA.
Hell, fucking no.
He's like,
Danny's
change.
like, I'll call him Penta Zero M. I'll call him Penta Toaster for all I give a fuck. Still the same guy wrestling in the goddamn ring.
The toaster. Oh my God.
And Ray Phoenix, which I think he just adopted the name Ray Phoenix, which is dope. So, against Team AAA, ironically, well, Laredo Kid and your new favorite Taurus.
Oh, he was there?
Yeah,
Oh, that
Taurus
dude
was
was cool.
there.
I like that guy.
Yeah,
The one you got to get in their ear about, man. You got to bring that Vikingo up, dude.
El Hito, El Vikingo or
Oh
something.
my God, that kid is
Yeah,
unreal. That kid.
yeah, I liked him.
Somebody just has to bring him to the U.S. He's not been up here yet.
No, I think because of visa and passport issues and all that shit. So
Man, what a
I
time!
don't I don't I don't think anybody right now in the current presidential regime is given many chances to people from there to come to the States. So yeah. So
It's not a
uh
political podcast.
but this match was insane. Everybody was just there was just move after move. I can't even like explain how fast paced this was. And in the middle of the match, the Lucha Bros hit like Laredo Kid was like in a Boston Crab variation,
Mm-hmm.
while Phoenix was doing a crossface on Taurus, but Laredo Kid was like caught up in Taurus's legs, and they hit the move like they were all connected together, and they hit the move. And I have the picture posted on my Instagram, and it's that's the only way to describe it, is just look at the picture to understand what I'm talking about.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was good. Um, Bunch of super kicks flying everywhere. I love the springboard stuffed package pile driver that they do now for their finisher. I think I love tag team finishers,
Mm-hmm.
and whenever they happen, they're always great. So Lucha Bros get the win on this. Um Phoenix cut a promo, they were throwing money in the ring, always a good time. And then MLW announced Jimmy Havoc returning to MLW.
Oh wow, it's a big one for them.
Yeah, so Jimmy Havoc back in the States, always a good thing because I can't remember the last time he was in the States.
When is that?
I think he's coming back WrestleMania weekend.
Because he's in town for Impact's got him on that with against Sammy.
Yeah,
So he's
and
in town, yeah.
he's in town, and WrestleMania weekend is their next set of shows.
Okay.
So they did all the tapings for March, with these set of tapings, and then they had a um little package Matt Striker talking about Battle Riot and all that, talking about how like Pentagon Jr. and Davey Boy Smith Jr. are both in the match.
Mm-hmm.
Minoru Tanaka from Noah is also going to be in it as well, so that's
Wait,
pretty cool.
Masato Tanaka or
No, Minoru
Minoru
Tanaka,
Tanaka?
Minoru Tanaka from
Shit, okay.
Noah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was a backstage interview with MJF with his tag partner Richard Holiday. They're going to be going by the name of Dynasty. So
Dynasty? Okay.
yeah, that's their new stable name. They're like in a feud with the Hart Dynasty, or with the Hart Foundation, and the Hart
Okay.
Foundation, for anybody who doesn't know, is Brian Pillman Jr., Davey Boy Smith Jr., and Teddy Hart. So it's like the second version of the Hart Foundation, like the more current one, which I appreciate because everybody has a connection to the original members, either
Yeah.
dads or uncles or something like that. So I
No,
like it.
it's an interesting connection. I mean, they're all legit in that regard. They all
Yeah,
have a connection. Yeah. Cool.
but they don't like come out in like pink and black and stuff like that. They all have their personalities still very much shine, which I appreciate.
Yeah, yeah, which I mean, like you need to. You can't all play off the legacies of your fathers and all. You got to have your own with a twist, you know. So,
Yeah.
cool.
And then Selena De La Renta had
Hmm.
a backstage promo hyping up the upcoming cage match between her client Low Key and Filthy Tom Lawler, and that is the main event. So we have steel cage match, and the dope part about their steel cage match is you can't just walk out of the door. You have to climb over or pin or submit in the ring.
Mm.
So a lot of kicks in this match. Um, a lot of good stuff in the ring, and then half the match went to the outside of the ring, and they were fighting alongside of the cage. And there was this like crazy spot where what's Low Key's finisher move name again?
Which one?
The
The double
double
stomp that
stomp.
you have?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh man, I don't even know what he calls it. What does he have a name for? Just
I
looks
don't
like
know. Okay. Well, he has the double stomp. Well, he attempted to go for the double stomp off the top of the cage, and
Jesus.
Lawler was hooked onto the ropes, um,
Okay.
all the way at the bottom, and everybody was like, "What the hell is about to happen?" But Lawler got up and shook the cage,
Hmm.
and low key racked his jimmies.
Oh my
on
God!
the
Like at
top of
full
the cage.
force.
Oh yeah,
Jesus Christ!
yeah, it was pretty brutal. And then they were fighting on the side of the cage, so it's like first one to fall, but they were both just beating the living crap out of each other at the top of the cage. Then they started going down, and then they both attempted to jump off the cage at the same time, but Lawler hit first, so Lawler got the win on that one.
Jeez.
Yeah, good cage. It was the same cage that we used for Sammy and Brody at the Windy City Classic. So it was a good cage.
That's the good one. That is
That's the good
the
one.
nice cage.
That's what I asked. Like right when the cage match got announced, I was like, "Are we using the good cage that we have here in Chicago?"
Please God, pay for the good
So
one.
I will say, our ring crew in Chicago is dope as fuck.
Merle's crew is great.
Merle's crew is on point. Like
If you see this crew, they're an amazing motley crew of guys. Every one of them has their own individual character, but seriously, if you guys see the ring crew, pat them on the back, shake their hand. They are the hardest working crew in the city. Those guys are full-time ring crew.
they
They
work every single show I can think of. I've never been to a show in this area and not have seen them.
it's a quality crew, man. I mean, they during the week he's cleaning up his rings, updating them, he's restoring them. They do a great job. Really interesting small factoid. When we were in Austin for AEW,
Yeah.
I was talking to the ring crew guy there and the guy who owned the ring, and he said that his ring is fully design spec'd after the world class ring, Fritz von Erich's world class ring, and
Wow.
the and then and he's got a couple of beams from that original world class ring because he knew the guy who ended up with it after world class shut down, and the guy's like, "Hey, I got it here. We're gonna start piecing this thing out. Do you want to come and take specs?" And he's like, "Yeah, I went over there and I spec'd the whole thing out. And it's completely designed to the world class specs, perfect replica. Except he used like a different kind of wood or something, but." He was saying I thought it was pretty interesting because World Class had a very interesting ring. They had it was padded a certain way. It was balanced a certain way because the guys all liked the ring in Austin very much because it had a very interesting absorption to it. And I remember that. I just thought that was a really interesting fact. But the rings here are good though. I get to go back to that. Anything's better than the goddamn LaSalle ring. Let's just put that out there.
I hate so I told them at MLW, I was like, can we never use that LaSalle ring? They're like, but the guys like it because there's more room. I'm like, but it's such a pain in the ass to take photos with
It's
that
being
ring because
tough.
it's like 2 feet in, and I have to point the camera all the way up, and I don't like to do that just to like get onto the ring. It's so annoying. I hate that ring. Plus with
Well,
the blue, the with the baby blue, it's so ugly.
they've restored quite a bit of it. Merle's crew because Merle bought it after it
Yeah,
was done.
yeah.
And they restored a lot of it. So I don't know how it looks now, but I'm sure it's in better shape than when we gave it to him because we got it from Dreamwave. That was
Yeah.
an old ring, man. That ring saw some shit,
It's been through some shit.
a lot of stars and a lot of shit. But yeah, man. All right. So anyway, I'm sorry to cut you off. So yeah, the cage match, good.
Yo, yeah, Cage Match was good. I liked it. But yeah, that's all we're gonna talk about because everything else will be airing throughout the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna ruin anything.
No, so
Not here to
no
do that.
spoiler free zone. Spoiler free zone.
Absolutely. All right. So cool. So that's the overall MLW experience. Always a good time, right? You always seem to enjoy it.
I love it. It's fun. It's good to work with like a full professional crew, and sometimes it's nice not to have the full burden of being the head photographer once in a while. So
And
it was
also, I mean, doing the videos. I mean, you do AEW, you wear many hats, so
yeah.
it's
Here I'm just photographer. I get to chill.
yeah,
Sometimes
fine.
it's nice just to do that because I'm starting to wear the head photographer hat at many other places. So
Yeah,
it's nice to have
nice.
a little bit of an easy day.
No, it's good. I'm sure it's relaxing to not have to worry too much about stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, so it was good. To me, man, MLW still is a very interesting story. They started in originally was 02, 03, maybe even earlier. I think it was 02. And they did 6 shows, had all this buzz and hype, and that was it. Maybe a little more than 6. I'm probably not remembering that right.
I
It wasn't
think
a lot.
yeah, but I mean, I think they're managing their money better this time,
Yeah.
so
But
which
it's
is
just
a
it's
big
fascinating
factor.
how they came back as a podcast channel basically
Yeah,
with nothing. It was like, it's an MLW. MLW is a podcast product now. That's all it is. And then and then out of there, it was just a name. And then it just branched out. I'm like, how in the fuck? But I mean, I think
skills.
Courts of Race. She's a sharp guy. He had a brief stint at WWE. Didn't like it. Very open about that. But I like that he's sharp. That he took the name of a brand, made it a podcast network, and basically just told a bunch of people in the business, stars in the business, hey, I don't know I don't know if he provides them with mics and stuff, but he basically says, you want to cut a podcast, we'll put it on our network, we'll take care of hosting it, you give us the content, and it's a way to promote your vehicles and and you guys can, and your brand gets pushed, and we'll host it for you. And it's effortless, really. It's like me telling anybody, hey, do a podcast, I'll pay you the hosting fee, and boom, it turns into this huge thing to the point where the wrestling company is able to get momentum to come back. That is pretty fascinating to me.
Yeah,
And he's a hooked up guy. He's got connections. I know he had some connections in the TV industry as it was. He's got some money as it was. But still, to me, to bring the thing back in name for as a podcast network to this now is it's impressive. Acumen wise, very impressive to me.
yeah.
Cool, man. So good. Very nice to hear. It was a good time. Let's talk a little freelance real quick. That show's coming up. How we got a couple 9 matches you mentioned, right?
9 matches we have for Freelance. Thrill your idols.
Right. Logan Square Auditorium. I think GA's $20 for second row 25, front row 30. They're keeping it pretty nicely cheap. They keep it pretty affordable. Just nice, especially for what they're doing. It's nice. It's a contract. Actually, what they do, their price point is even good for AEW, because I look at it like they're not trying to position themselves any more than they are. And it's like AEW is a premium because you're getting certain premium talent. You're not getting that talent here, so here's a price that fits this narrative.
Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense. So, all right, man, start off. Scrambles first, usually, right?
Yeah, scramble. It's usually a 6-man scramble. This time they're going with 8, which
a lot of people in this match.
Yeah, I really feel like 6 is that sweet spot for them. 8, we'll see how it is. I feel like anything more than 6 is too much, but we got Ben McCoy versus Trip Cassidy versus Vinny Pacifico against San Andreas. Chris Castro, who is always a nice shining spot in the scramble matches. We got Gringo Loco making his return back to the Loco Square Auditorium, and Joe Alonzo and Kenny Sutra. So a lot of good dynamics in there. Some debuts as well. So it should be good to see who stands out and how that match goes. I know you know Gringo and Castro and Joe. You know any of the other guys?
I don't. These are all new to me. Oh, the guy, I'm looking at the photo, and guys, excuse me, I'm a novice to freelance, but the guy with the long hair, I'm looking at the photo right now. The long hair and the dark long hair. What's his name again?
Ben McCoy.
That's the guy with the last freelance show I went to. This guy was on.
Yeah.
And I really liked him. I was like, this guy's good, man. And he was new. That was like his debut show or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, this dude's good, man. Ben McCoy. He out of California? Is that right? Did I remember that correctly?
Believe so. Wisconsin, actually.
Wisconsin. I came way off there.
Close enough.
Close enough. He was good though. I liked. He's a bigger guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this guy. He had something. I thought he stuck out.
Yeah.
Especially in especially in that roster. Like there's not a lot of big guys in that roster. So this guy was pretty big. He wrestled like a big guy too, which I liked. So
yeah.
Cool. Very nice. Next one.
We got No New Friends. Danny Adams and Mike Outlaw against the Space Pirates, Shane Sabre and Space Monkey. Monkey.
I know the Monkey, and I know Danny Adams.
I love Monkey.
Let's give your feedback on this one. What do you think?
Oh, this is gonna be good. Danny Adams and Mike Outlaw have been a very good tag team. Mike Outlaw stepped in for Kevin Kowalski
Hmm?
because Kevin recently injured his arm.
Okay.
But they kind of like freebird it with how they do their with their tags. So these two getting time together, I think, is really good. They play off each other really well. Very good heel gimmicks. And then we got the Space Pirates. Shane and Shane Strawberry and whatchamacallit, Space Monkey have been tagging for a hot minute now.
Hmm.
Work really well off each other. They even got matching gear, which is always a plus side with me with teams who are kind of like randomly thrown together, but they make it work out and then they make it cohesive, which is something I always appreciate.
Nice. Very cool.
Any
Uh,
any thoughts for you on you?
I like Danny Adams a lot. I think
Yeah.
my he's the only one I Space Monkey, as we know, he's a great character, but Danny Adams, I think, has a really good potential to break out into something. But I think my criticism, if I'm going to give any, is I think he needs to just define what Danny Adams is a little more. I
Yeah.
think he needs to be explosive. He's kind of reserved, and I'm like, man, if you can really break out of that and show that explosiveness a little more, I think he can really come out on top here with something.
Yeah.
He's got potential, a really good potential, and he conducts himself really well. I saw that in Austin when we had him in AEW. He was he comes off really well, and I think Danny Daniels really liked him a lot too. So cool.
Yes. And then we have first singles match. We got Eric Cannon against Airwolf.
I like Airwolf's mask a lot.
I like
Just
Airwolf in general.
yeah, Airwolf is
Um,
cool.
he's he's literally the future. Um, 19 years old, I think he is.
That's
18 or
it.
19. Yeah, he's stupid young.
That's it. Oh, he's that young.
He's stupid young. That's how young he is. He's stupid young.
That's crazy. I didn't know he was that young,
He's
man.
not stupid, but he's just stupid young. It's not fair because
That is young.
he's very athletic. He's very humble. He's just a good person. So anytime I get to work a show with him, I'm very happy because it's been happening more and more often lately, and I'm very happy about that.
He has contacted quite a bit to AEW to work for us, and
Which he should be.
which yeah, I'd like we'll see. I would like to get him in because he's good. Where's he out of actually?
He's out of Minnesota. He worked a couple times for AEW. He did
Yeah,
the Battle Royal at Last Call in LaSalle.
yeah, that's right. He was on the but he didn't really get the chance to showcase himself,
No,
obviously,
no, no.
and that's
He
why
uh he had a
he
great
wanted to.
match at MLW.
Oh, okay. This at Intimidation Games.
Yeah, at the tapings he wrestled. I won't give away he wrestled Ricky Martinez.
Oh,
So
okay,
Max
cool,
Stardom, also known as Max Stardom. So that was a fun match.
nice. No, he's talented. I think we can do something with him. I'd like to maybe showcase him. Him against Myron could be great.
Yeah.
Don't you think? I think him and Myron would be fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. Him and Myron would that wouldn't be a nice little that would be like a hot opener for us, I feel like.
How's Cannon with this crowd? Is he kind of like the
He's
elder statesman of the crowd of the
yeah,
company?
like crowd likes him. He has a good theme song. Uh crowd likes him. He fits that vibe very well.
Yeah,
That hipster because he's got the PBR thing going. So I mean
yeah,
that's all people from Logan drink is PBR, so
yeah. He was. I see him for years, man. Especially in that building. I think I saw him for Chikara in that building. Um, for many times, and then now he's a freelance, obviously, but he was AEW guy for a long time. Cannon's been around, man. He's been around for a while.
been around for a minute.
Is he still endorsed by PBR? Is that still
Yes,
his
he
thing?
is.
Yeah,
At least I
he's
hope so. But yeah,
he
no,
was
he is.
nice. All right, cool. Next, I recognize one of these gentlemen.
We got a triple threat match. We got Kobe Durst, who has been on the Durst Death Tour in 2019. He has been literally putting his body on the line and doing all these crazy things. And he did like a backwards pile driver off the stairs, off the stage, at the last Freelance show. It was fucking insane.
What's the deal? Like, what's he going for here?
I don't even know. I even asked Ethan Page, who's like one of his best friends, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on with Kobe?" He goes, "Dude, I don't even know. Kid's just going for it." So I like it. It's defining him. He used to just kind of just be
Kobe
this,
Durst. Yeah.
just be Kobe Durst, but now he's given himself a character, he's giving the crowd a reason to pay for a ticket. So I always appreciate that.
Need more characters, man. Real quick thing about Kobe Durst. I think it's funny when he's in street clothes, and because he wears glasses too, I believe, right?
Yeah, he does.
You cannot even recognize this guy. He looks to me. I'm like, wait, that was him. I'm like, that's him. Like he looks. I thought he was like a ring boy.
Yeah, no, he looks completely different, which I think that's kind of like what some of these guys prefer.
Yeah, it was funny though. But it was weird because like I was at Black Label with Nicole and we're walking out and he says, "Oh, hey, you're the nurse, right?" And she goes, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you." And then we like walks away. And I was like, "Who is that?" And she goes, "I don't know." And this is when he was in street clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
She goes, "I don't even know." And I'm like, "Who the hell was that guy?" And then we were watching the show later on, and so I'm like, "Wait, is that the guy?" Like, that's the guy. Dude, it was so, I don't know, so
Yeah,
random.
I think you'll enjoy this. You'll enjoy seeing him. He's improved a lot. Then we got Eye Candy Elliot Paul in this match as well, who picked up his first singles victory in Freelance last show against Sonny Kiss, who just debuting for AEW at Double or Nothing.
Signed the contract?
Signed, yep, all that stuff. So he was at the that Double or Nothing press conference in Vegas.
Right. And who's the other guy?
The Half-Baked Kid is his name. I've never seen him before. As you can tell by the picture that we're looking at.
He looks baked, full baked in that picture.
Yeah, he's marketing himself as a cannabis wrestler, so he likes weed. So,
no shit.
No shit, literally. But yeah, so this should be a fun one. I don't know. I know Elliot and Kobe can go. I don't know anything about this Half-Baked Kid, but I'm really hoping it's kind of like a Rascals type thing.
Okay.
Where he can go in the ring and he's not just like a stoner gimmick in the ring.
Smoky guy. All right.
Yeah, I really hope he's not like a slow paced or anything like that, or he tries to do like the smoking gimmick in the ring or something.
All right, nice.
Then this is my match of the night right here. We've got Ethan Page against Isaiah Velasquez. So I'm very, very excited for this match.
This should be interesting. These two look like they're pretty well matched.
Yeah, well, Ethan's a lot bigger. The picture makes him look the exact same height. But Ethan's a body guy now.
Ethan's a body guy.
He's dropped a few lbs, put on some muscles.
Yeah.
Muscles.
He's looking good on TV. He's a TV guy, man.
TV guy, dude. TV. I mean, like, do you know who else has improved their physique an insane amount since they went on TV? Was Jordan Grace.
Oh yeah, I mean, she's always been a workout, but these are people who I love that they're looking at like, hey man, we're on TV. We gotta look the part.
Yeah,
you gotta look the part. I mean, you're on television. You're being broadcast.
I always appreciate it when they put in the extra effort and you can see it. And
Ethan, I love. He's so dedicated to his craft. He's a good dude. He loves what he does, and he's appreciative of his opportunities. And you could tell, like he's like, hey, I got signed. I'm gonna do my fucking part. I'm gonna look the part. I'm gonna tweet. I'm gonna promote. I'm gonna buy new gear. I mean, the guy is serious about his craft, which I like.
He brought the vlog back too, which is good.
And he doesn't take himself too seriously. He's not like a prick about this.
No.
It's a job. It's a job that he does really well. But he's like a balanced family guy. He's got his wife, his kid. Dude, this is a great example guy. Definitely.
It's crazy because he's one of those people who I mean, you always knew I was always a big fan of Ethan Page.
Day one,
especially, yeah, like especially back in AEW and stuff like that. And then it's been great to get to know him as a friend because him and I talk a lot now. So, yeah, I'm really excited for this match because Isaiah, that's my dude right there as well. Like that's another person I'm always gonna be on that bandwagon for, and I feel like the cross of styles is gonna be really good because Ethan Page has been doing the hard hitting, style where almost like a base, like kind of like Gringo Loco, where he's been a really good base for these high flying wrestlers. But Isaiah is more of a striker than a high flyer. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this matchup goes.
I, for the longest time, thought Ethan was Middle Eastern. He's not,
really?
though, right?
No.
Is he half or anything? He's got darker features. I kept thinking he was.
Tan.
Yeah, he's just tan.
Just tan.
He's just
I think
French.
and obviously
French?
he's French and maybe Italian.
Okay, I was like, man, I think he's like a little Middle Eastern. Not at all.
It's Canada, man. They all have the dark. A lot of Canadians have dark hair and stuff like that. So
for all the longest time, I kept thinking it was Middle Eastern.
Yeah, yeah. And then we have tag team championship match for the freelance tag titles. We have the Hooligans challenging probably my second favorite tag team on the indies right now.
Really?
Workhorsemen. Dude.
Workhorsemen. You told me good things about these guys.
Aside from the besties in the world, I mean, I consider Workhorsemen and besties, like, if you're going to compare anybody about tag teams, there's like 3 tag teams in this conversation. Besties in the world, Workhorsemen, Ugly Ducklings.
You've said good things about the Workhorsemen. Where are they out of now?
Georgia.
Georgia, okay.
Yeah, and these two are just fantastic. So they have such a good complementing style that because you haven't seen them live yet, have you?
No. Were they at that? No, maybe not. No.
It's gonna be interesting to see how they are against the Hooligans.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really like how they work against smaller tag teams, but this will be interesting to see. So, but
nice.
I got my money on the Workhorsemen though for sure.
Nice. All right. Cool.
They actually just did a tour in the UK last weekend as well.
Workhorsemen. All right, very good for them, man. Very nice.
Yeah, they whatchamacallit, Anthony Henry is FIP world champion and JD Drake is WWN champion. So they're killing it over and Evolve in WWN right now as well, which is good for them.
Nice.
Yeah. And then next match we have Craig Mitchell against Mark Wheeler. And this will be another fantastic match. Craig Mitchell has completely changed up his style, gotten in amazing shape. Cannot wait to take new promo pictures of him tomorrow because the profile picture that he has right now does not do him justice at all of how he looks.
Yeah, Danny was really putting him over to me. He was like, man, this guy really is looking good. Like he's really improved.
Amazing.
Good for him.
You're going to see how he works. It's been a minute since you've seen him work, hasn't it? Or have you ever seen him work?
Seen him once. No, it's on a Zello also.
Yeah, no. Oh, dude, he's
intense.
For freelance, he turns it all the way up to a 10. So, and then Mark Wheeler is another person who I'm really high on, who I enjoy. He's also from Canada.
See, tell me he doesn't look like he's Middle Eastern.
Yeah, it's the French Canadian look, man. They all know how to
look like a
tan
Mark
up there.
Definitely does not look like a Mark Wheeler to me. He looks like one of us, one of those brown guys.
The Canadian baby faces all look Middle Eastern and tan.
Oh, that's funny though. But cool, yeah, that should be fun. I've been hearing really good things about Craig, so good for
Yeah.
him, man. Nice guy. I've never talked to him. Is he a nice guy? A good guy to talk to?
Who, Craig?
Yeah.
Oh, Craig's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Craig's actually has been filming the Mustafa Ali promos that have been airing on SmackDown.
He's filming them for him.
He's filming them for Mustafa Ali, and the promos have been airing on SmackDown.
How does that work now? Is he getting who pays him?
I
Mustafa or
I
WWE?
I don't know. That part's none of my business in my opinion. I'm very like if it's not in a direct discussion with me, I don't talk about other people's pay.
No, that's not.
I'm
And that's
I'm
what
like that.
what I
I'm
was
like
asking.
that. I'm like that at work. I don't like when my employees talk about pay. I'm like, if you guys talk about your pay, you're gonna open up a fucking can of worms, and you guys are all gonna fight
No, the
because
reason I'm asking,
I pay all of you guys differently
the
based
reason,
on different things.
the reason I'm asking is, does he get to say he's a WWE employee, or is he
No,
just
no,
is he
no,
Mustafa Ali's friend?
no, no, no. I don't. He might get paid compensation from WWE. I don't know. If he does, that's dope. But WWE is pretty good about paying out on that type of stuff.
He could be like, yeah,
From
I worked for WWE. Because it
yeah,
doesn't.
yeah. Well, I'm not worked for WWE, but sold stuff to WWE. It's two different things. So, not trying to get all technical on this one because just because with the whole all the photography stuff, I know the difference.
Yeah.
So, uh, then this is going to be an interesting one. I'll have to explain the rules for you on this. So we got the home wreckers, which is Mikey, Buck Nasty, and Darren Corbin up against Ricky Shane Page, Alec Olson, and Gregory Iron. And this is the home wreckers rule, the house rule. So if somebody leaves the ring for any reason, your tag partner just gets to jump right in.
Oh, okay. So it's like
So
a chaos match.
yeah, it's almost like it's not like a tornado necessarily, but if one of your partners leaves the ring, you get to jump right in without having to tag. You can tag in, but you don't have to tag in.
Hmm.
So it keeps these types of matches very fast paced.
What's the significance of Ricky Shane Page wearing the Dare T-shirt? Is he a straight edge?
I don't know.
I'm asking you. I'm asking these hard. I'm asking the tough questions.
I don't know. That the picture looks like it's from like 4 years ago.
It probably
It
is.
does not look like how Ricky looks anymore.
It'd be hilarious if they put a picture of him as Christian Faith on there. Like Ricky Shane Page.
Breaking the kayfabe, bruh. Breaking the
I
kayfabe.
think it's been broken.
I really liked him as Christian Faith.
I didn't. I can never get into that character. I mean, yeah, you mentioned
I loved that whole Iron Curtain thing. That was one of my favorite things, and I was so mad that it didn't end properly.
yeah, there was some
'Cause
differences.
that was when Boz made his heel turn because he was supposed to have the run, but then with the whole neck injury,
Man, yeah, holy shit. That's
I'm
going back.
telling you, like if there was like a storyline that I was deep into before I got in with AEW, it was the Iron Curtain thing, man.
Yeah, that was a good one, man. That was definitely a good one that was going. But
So
yeah, I didn't know Iron was still wrestling, man. I didn't know he was still regular here.
yeah, he's wrestled a lot last show he wrestled at, and it's been a minute since he wrestled in Chicago. It was like his first time in like a year or two wrestling in Chicago. So
Yeah, it's been a bit. Been a bit. I think he was supposed to be in LaSalle. There was a bit of confusion that led to some bad blood, unfortunately. But yeah, it's good to see him. He still got. How's people? Is he still the same? Has he evolved the character at all? What's the difference with him?
I mean, his character's still pretty much the same. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
He's not doing Is he still doing the handicapped hero thing? Is that the idea?
No, handicap heroes. That was the thing with Zach Gowen. So he plays a heel. Like once in a while he'll play a heel. I don't think this time he will
Oh
be.
yeah. No, I'm thinking he had something. Not handicapped hero. He was doing something disable something. You remember this? He was doing something. He was playing off his disability too.
Yeah,
I
I
forgot what
know,
it was.
I don't remember the
Yeah,
exact name, but I know what you're talking about. So
right. Cool.
and then we have our main event of the
Of the
evening.
evening.
We have the Freelance World Championship match. We have Priscilla Kelly making her debut for for Freelance Wrestling.
Should have played off like making her debut for a
A
freelance
freelance
show.
wrestling company.
This is
Sorry,
her
guys,
Chicago.
force a habit on the show.
This is not her Chicago debut, right?
It's
She's
not. Do you
done
know
like
what it is?
Rise.
I'm looking at Kylie, and she's our women's champion over at AEW as well. And I work for too many damn companies, so I can't keep everything in check. But no, we have Priscilla Kelly up against Smiley Kylie Ray,
Very smiley.
AEW's new signee. Uh, she's a champion for AEW, champion at Freelance. She's a champion at Zello. She's a champion wherever.
She's a champion at life. Let's just say
She's the best.
that.
So, yeah, I'm excited for this match. It's
Yeah,
cool that it's going to be a women's match for for like a main title headlining the show as well.
very interesting. Very, very interesting. That's how they're running with that. That's cool. That's
I
very
think this is the
different.
first time a women's match will be main eventing Freelance as well.
Very interesting
So,
for the title and for their main title.
yeah, it's like the main title. It's not like a women's title or anything, like not to knock it like AEW obviously or anybody else, but this is the main title with a women's match ending. So I think that's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's different. That's for sure. It is
There,
very
there,
unique.
there is only one thing lingering who's not on this card. That's
GPA.
GPA. So
Yeah.
in my honest, and honest to God, I have no idea what's happening with the show until the day of. Sometimes I'll know, like a day or two ahead of time, maybe. But for this one, I have no idea, and I really feel like because GPA has been out, this will be his second show in a row he's been out. I really feel like he's gonna get involved, and there's gonna be something
What was
that's
the story
gonna
like?
happen.
He quit, right? That was the idea. He
No,
quit.
no, he quit to yeah, he tapped out to Kylie.
Oh, I thought he like quit the company too. I
No,
thought there
no,
was some
no.
story with
He
that.
didn't
Okay.
quit the company, but he took a pretty good beating.
Yeah, I saw the clip. I think you put that up. I think you put it up,
No,
right? No,
mm-mm. I
I saw
didn't
the
record.
clip of that. But yeah, that was interesting, right? That was that was different. But the crowd loved it, man. They responded to
Dude,
that.
that feud was amazing last year. Probably one of the best feuds. Not
AEW
only in
just
Chicago, but not just Chicago, but like in all of Indies. That was a fucking amazing feud.
AEW just jumping on Kylie when they could, early. That was the idea. I mean, they got to her before anybody else, man, and she believed in it enough. That's pretty interesting.
So
I mean,
I think that's great.
she could. I mean, she was at a point where she could literally write her own ticket, and she chose this. So that's saying something.
Yeah,
So
I think it was a smart move for her to go to AEW, in my opinion.
yeah,
She's talented enough to not only be a force, but to be the face of their women's division.
yeah, she could. I mean, she can come in as top dog right off the bat. So good for her, man. Good for her. She's a dude. It's one of those things where she's such a good person. You cannot not want the best for her. She's so nice to everybody. She
Yeah,
treats everybody well. So she's the giver of cakes, man. She gives a cake.
giver of cakes. Yeah,
The give
the cake skit aired on BTE this week.
the cake. Good stuff. I can't wait to see
So,
the cake.
oh, did you see the MJF one that we
I did. I did. Yeah, I watched it
yeah,
because we're all part of that recording, so I
yeah,
wanted to see
so
it.
that segment aired, and it came off perfectly on TV or YouTube, whatever. So
Very nice. Very cool. Well, there you go, man. Throw your idols
really
coming
your
up
idols.
for freelance. This is when did freelance start again? 2013? 14? They've been around longer than I thought.
13 or
Which is
4 It was 13 or 14. So I believe it was 13.
13,
because
I
I
think.
think they already had the 5th anniversary show.
Man, crazy, dude. How long? Like how quickly they? I mean, time flies.
It's
But
it's it's awesome. I love Chicago's wrestling scene because it's every show is different.
I like that we have our two bookends in terms of like what freelance caters to and what AEW caters to and what both companies do. My only confusion lies in that a lot of the guys who work freelance work a lot of or if not all the other smaller ones in Chicago. So there is slight overexposure in that regard.
Yeah, but every city has that.
I don't think every city has as many as we do though, and
No,
it's such a close
nobody
proximity.
has as many as we do. I mean,
Like literally
I
within the same fucking building
we
sometimes.
we literally have shows that run on the same days.
Right. That's crazy, dude. Like that's a
That's how
lot.
much wrestling there is.
I mean, this
I
is
mean,
also a city with two baseball teams. You know what I'm saying? It's not
yeah,
even that big of a goddamn city.
it's not, but we pack it in.
We pack it in, man. It's a very Chicago is a very divisive city. It's like they like to be parts. Like I mean, look, using the baseball example, people take pride in saying, "I'm a Sox fan, I'm a Cubs fan." You know, they like, they like having those divisions because
Oh,
divisions,
summertime. That's how you and I are.
right? But like those divisions create people like that. They like being a part of a team, and that comes to wrestling too. You know, there's those freelance people who are like, I am a freelance fan. You know, there's AEW loyalists, or I am AEW. Like people like having those that battle line, you know, and it creates buzz, it creates interest, gets people talking. People talking creates again interest, and then that creates dollars. Man, everybody gets paid, so that's how it
Yeah.
works. My only thing is like the smaller ones who pop up. It's like my thing is like be wise about it. Set yourself apart because if you're like Zello, if you're Zello and you're using all the freelances guys, are you a Zello show or are you a freelance junior show? You know that's the thing. Like have the things that do set you apart. Make yourself unique. And that's the only thing I worry about is that overexposure in Chicago. A lot of good talent. They just have to be selective, a little more targeted on the shows. But I feel like it's almost getting there a little bit though. I feel like we're kind of getting there in some ways, where some of the
Yeah.
other companies are setting themselves apart more.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
I'm liking the diversity with our wrestling because I feel like it gives a lot of talent to get better and shine. Because if I will say this, imagine if AEW had the same roster as Freelance.
Oh,
That's
forget it.
it's pretty much the same group of guys that would be working both shows.
Oh
If
yeah.
that didn't exist, you wouldn't have you wouldn't have all these people like Isaiah's to shine. You wouldn't have, I mean, Kylie shined because of Freelance. Craig Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so much talent. Ethan Page got like a second wind because of Freelance. The Workhorseman got a place to shine. Kobe Durst. Just all these people get. I mean, that's where Gringo Loco made his name, was Freelance.
Mm-hmm.
So Freelance has a good spot, and people don't always like the quote unquote rule, but the rule works.
Right.
So it's a Danny looks like the bad guy because he put the rule in place, but in my opinion, the rule made Chicago's wrestling infinitely better.
Exactly. And I think that's the thing. Danny knew what he was doing, right? Like the rule helped. Because if you, like you said, if Isaiah is on a show with Pentagon, well, let me tell you, Isaiah isn't getting the same shine as that he's getting now, where he gets to shine more in freelance and be a star for them. But
Yeah.
a lot of these guys, I think they need to like some of the Chicago mainstays. I want them to branch out too. Like, don't limit yourself to Chicago. Like, I don't really hear about Isaiah being on East Coast shows or anything like
No,
that.
Isaiah doesn't travel.
And is it just that he doesn't want to? Is it like
Yeah,
not interest?
that's
And
just
some guys don't want to. Yeah.
yeah, that's just him.
Like he's
So,
just happy life's here, doesn't want to really do this outside of the weekend.
yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, there you got that too. I remember years ago that was a big thing with Shane Hollister. Was a like he I almost feel like Isaiah reminds me a lot of Shane Hollister in that way. He was locally very loved and very over, but just had no interest in going outside of the box. He was happy doing what he did in this town. Not that he's from here. I mean, he did Iowa and here basically, but he could have. It's not like the offers weren't there, kind of thing. Not like nobody would take him.
Yeah.
It's their decision not to go. So
Yep.
that's well, cool, man. Well, there you go. So that's Freelance. That's going to be on March 8th, 2019. Really your idols at the Logan Square Auditorium. Very cool.
There we
And
go.
you're ringside?
I am ringside for this show.
Ringside, best seat in the house.
Always.
Next to the referee, you're the best seat in the house.
Pretty much.
Very cool, man.
Much.
We'll be back next week with we'll get ready for the AEW Hell Hath No Fury, which is and Warrior too.
Warrior. We got a stacked week.
Next week's thick.
We might have to do a double podcast for this one.
I'm down. I like more content. We might need to bring on referee Nate for that one too.
He's and Rob.
Both. Yeah, let's do one of our big supercasts with the rest of our production guys.
ZMT.
Let's bring on ZMT for this. Let's get them on. But let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Let's get the plugs in. Basil, where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram and Twitter at BZ. That's a B, 2 E's, 4 Z's, and a Y. And you can find all my photos at basilmahmood.com, BASILMAHMUD.com. And find me at the upcoming shows. We got Freelance Friday. We got in Chicago at Logan Square, Black Label Pro Saturday in Crown Point, Indiana. And then next week we have Warrior Friday in Chicago Heights and AEW, Logan Square Auditorium, March 16th. And newly added, March 29th, we have, I'm doing Rise, the legendary show for them. So
yeah, that just got booked up. So good for you. Yep. Your first all-women show, right?
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. You guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram at Vanilla Joke, and you can find me on YouTube under just type in, I think it's under Mr. Vanilla Joke. Unfortunately, I couldn't. An old email address of mine had Vanilla Joke. I just found a way to close it, so hopefully I can take it back. But anyway, all my pods, music, everything's on there. My YouTube as well. You can connect with me at my Musical.ly at hemimusic.com, HEMIMUSIC.com. That's where all my music is. And you can find this show on Facebook, Twitter at the BSB Show. And Basil, is the Instagram ready yet? Basil, are you there? Did I lose Basil? I think I did. I think he's gone. I thought the mute was on purpose. Are you on mute? Did you hang up? Basil? Busy? Photographer? Shit, I think he's gone. I think I lost him, folks. Well, I was about to talk about the Instagram when it would be ready, but I guess it's never. Basil? I think he's gone, folks. I lost him. I don't know what the hell happened. But anyway, you can find this at The BSB Show on Facebook and Twitter. And not Instagram. Maybe that'll be next week. But also connect with us wherever podcasts are found. Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify. And I think that's it. I think that's all of them. But yeah, connect with us on there, guys. Subscribe, like, share, rate, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Oh, I'm sorry. We're also on YouTube also. YouTube channel. Look up the Backstage Boys on YouTube. That is on there as well. Get us on there. Subscribe to us. Leave comments. We love being interactive, but tell us what you think. Definitely rate us on iTunes and all those feeds. We want to get seen and heard by more people. So, guys, that's going to do it for me. I don't know what the hell happened to Basil. That was funny. I thought he was purposely delaying when I asked him the Instagram question. But I guess not. That's why I was kind of letting it go. So I don't know what happened. But anyway, That's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you very much for joining me and for Basil. We'll talk to you guys next week. See ya.